You know, every teacher has those days. Some days, the classroom just flows, it clicks, everything works. And then, there are the other days, where it feels like you're herding cats, right? So, what's the secret ingredient? Well, a lot of the time, it comes down to one of the most powerful tools we have, routines. Today, we're going to break down how these simple, everyday procedures can totally transform your classroom from chaotic to calm.
So let's just start with a really honest question. Think about your classroom. Is it run by a deliberate plan, or does it sometimes feel like you're just reacting to chaos? Being real with yourself on that one is the first huge step toward making a change.
And the difference between those two realities is, well, it's everything. On one side, you've got chaos. You're losing precious minutes, there are constant disruptions, and honestly, it's stressful for you and the kids. But on the other side, you have calm. You have actual learning time, real engagement and focus. The bridge that gets you from one to the other, it's built with solid, predictable routines.
Okay, so let's dig into the why. Why are routines so unbelievably effective? I promise you, it's not magic, it's all about psychology, and it's about being smart with every single minute of your day. Just let this number sink in for a second. 20%. Research shows that even in the most well-run classrooms, nearly 20% of the school day is spent on procedural stuff. You know, handing out papers, transitioning between subjects, lining up. That's a whole day of learning lost every single week. Now, that 20% can either be a black hole that sucks up your time, or it can be a well-oiled machine that actually gives you back that precious time for teaching.
And this gets to something really crucial. Routines are not just about control, they're about clarity. When students know exactly what's expected of them, how to walk in, how to ask for help, how to turn in work, it removes this huge cloud of uncertainty and anxiety. And that predictability, that feeling of knowing what comes next, it creates a sense of safety, which makes them way more comfortable and ready to learn.
You know, in education, we talk about scaffolding all the time, that support we give students to help them climb higher. Well, you can think of routines as a kind of behavioral scaffolding. They provide this sturdy, reliable structure that frees up a student's brain power. Instead of worrying about what they're supposed to be doing, they can focus all that energy on the actual learning.
And this idea of being enculturated, it sounds kind of academic, but it's super important, especially for our younger learners. Routines are really the daily rituals that teach kids the culture of your classroom. Every single time you say, pass out the scissors, or collect the books, you're not just managing stuff, you're actively teaching them language and the social rules of the road for school.
So to kind of wrap this first part up, the why is crystal clear, right? Routines stop us from wasting time, they set those all-important expectations, they seriously cut down on misbehavior, and they create these great little moments for language to happen naturally. They're basically the foundation for everything else you want to do.
Okay, so we're sold on the why, but what about the how? How do you actually build a routine that really truly sticks? Well, the good news is there's a simple and seriously powerful formula for it.
And here it is. It's so simple. You start with a procedure, which is just a series of steps. You add a whole lot of practice, and the result is a routine. And what's a routine? It's what happens when that procedure becomes automatic, something the students just do without even thinking about it. That's the goal right there, automaticity.
And teaching that procedure effectively means you have to be super explicit and hit it from all angles. Don't just tell them what to do. Write the steps down so they can see them. Say the steps out loud. Show them a picture or a diagram. Physically demonstrate it yourself. And then, and this is the absolute most important part, have the whole class practice it together, over and over until it's second nature.
Now this quote, you should probably print this out and tape it to your desk, because this process takes time. It takes persistence. We're talking several weeks. You have to be firm and you have to be consistent. If a student blurts out an answer instead of raising their hand, you gently but firmly correct them, every single time. The second you give way, you're sending the message that the procedure is optional, and that's when the whole routine falls apart.
And here's a fantastic way to get buy-in from your students. Involve them. Have a class discussion. Hey guys, what's the best way for us to distribute materials so it's fast and fair? Use little role plays to act out the right way and the wrong way to do something. When they feel like they helped create the plan, they take ownership of it, and they're way more likely to follow it.
All right, let's take all this theory and bring it into the real world. What are the most critical routines you need, and what do they actually look and sound like in a classroom that's just humming along?
If you only have the energy to focus on one routine to start with, make it this one.
Hands down, the single most important procedure you can establish is how you get everyone's attention. I mean, think about it. If you can't get them to stop what they're doing, look at you, and listen, then no other instruction is even possible. This is your foundation.
And remember the KISS principle. Keep it simple. Your cue can be verbal, just a simple phrase you always use. It could be an audio cue, like a little chime or a specific clap pattern. Or it can be totally silent, just a gesture, like you raising your hand. Whatever you pick, teach it explicitly, and then, this is key, you have to wait until you have 100% silent attention before you say another word.
For younger kids, here's a perfect practical script you can use today. It's so clear, it's short, and it gives them very specific physical things to do. Fold your arms. That stops them from fiddling with stuff on their desk. Look at me. That gets their eyes on you. And listen. That prepares their ears. See? It's a complete package.
Okay, now let's talk about the danger zone, transitions. That time when you're moving from math to reading or from desks to the carpet. We're just packing up at the end of the day. This is when chaos just loves to creep in. And that is why having smooth, practiced, automatic routines for these moments is absolutely non-negotiable for a calm classroom.
And here is your secret weapon for managing those tricky transitions, the when-then pattern. For example, when you have put your math book away, then you may get your reading book. It's so simple, but it creates this logical sequence that prevents that frantic, messy scramble by making it crystal clear what has to happen first.
So after all this hard work, all the teaching, the practicing, the gentle correcting and reinforcing, what's the big payoff? Well, it's nothing short of a complete transformation of your classroom and of your ability to actually teach.
The result is really simple. You end up spending way less of your precious time and energy managing chaos, and you get to spend so much more time doing what you actually love, sparking curiosity and creating real learning and engagement. You get back all those minutes that were slipping away, and you turn them into opportunities for discovery.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this final powerful thought. Don't try to fix everything all at once because that's just overwhelming. Instead, just ask yourself this. What is the one routine? Maybe it's how you get their attention or how they hand in homework. What's the one thing you can start explicitly teaching, practicing, and perfecting tomorrow? Because starting small is the absolute secret to creating big, lasting change.